Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing good today. It is good to see you all here. Welcome to a Genshin Impact stream. My name is Tyranno Imperio. It is good to see you all here. I am a T-Rex VTuber, and um, I kind of messed things up, but hello there, Wisp. And also, first things first, wanted to say thank you for the follow earlier. I saw that. I appreciate the support. Also, I realize I haven't been following Pain. That's okay. And I'm glad to see you here. And I hope you have a good time here on the stream. So, you'll all probably tell from the title, we are playing through Ayato's story event today. Well, continuing where we last left off, because I did do a good portion of it last stream, so we ran out of time. I shall continue onward from then. Come on. Immediately, child main. I know it. A child main. Yep, I am a bit of a child main. I enjoy just pressing Ina's Bunga Bunga with his water blades. Fun. But yeah, for everyone who didn't see the last stream, just want to recap. Basically, there's a wedding going on. Me and Ayato are congratulating the two people are getting involved, but apparently there's people behind it with ulterior motives, so we need to deal with that. And for that, we need to go check around here. I can't say anything. I main Zhongli / Ayato. I see. I mean, it's understandable maining Zhongli. I heard that he's really darn good, especially with his shields. I don't know how good Ayato is, because I haven't really seen much of his gameplay. But some people say he's gonna be good, some people say he might be bad from like the prediction videos, but I'm not sure. So, you're kind of an Ayato main / Zhongli main. What do you think? How does he play for you? A good sub DPS, as they say, if you build him well, he's really good. So, for the rest of for this quest, so we get checked here. And
Look at this. The daughter of the Kanjo Commission's Hiragi clan and the master of the Tenryou Commission's Kujo clan are getting married.
Okay, I'm looking at my other screen and sometimes lately my Genshin Impact streams have been a bit kind of choppy in terms of frame rate, at least for the game, but I think it's doing okay now. Especially if you have a reaction team. See. I mean, I kind of do have a reaction team, like, sort of. At the very least, sometimes I like to use Yoimiya and Oz a lot to do a lot of, I think it's called overload damage. I keep forgetting the names.
Sounds like an all-around perfect match, don't you think?
For sure. I'm just surprised. It seems very sudden. I hadn't heard a single word about it until now.
Good luck to them, I say. I'm sure it must have been a hard decision.
Looks like the wedding is definitely going ahead.
Yep.
It's still too early to make that conclusion. Our adversary wants to push this marriage past the point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. But only if Kujo Kamaji is willing to help us.
Okay, but this is kind of his wedding that we're kind of planning to stop. Not sure about that. Having Pyro and Fish was amazing. I used Yanfei to do it. Oh, I see. You have Yanfei. Having lots of characters in general, I really feel like I need to start working on building up. But there, Mr. Kujo Kamaji. We need to talk to you about something. Not being the most pleasant subject.
I just heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced.
Yeah.
It seems so sudden. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, about that. It's kinda complicated.
So this is such a fun story quest. It definitely is from what I've played so far. And they do a really good job of making that the villain, I guess, of this story quest very hateful, I guess. I don't know how to word it, but to quote someone from the last stream, he acts very punchable.
I see. So someone's trying to take advantage of our marriage.
If you proceed with the wedding, the repercussions for you are likely to be minimal. But we must take Lady Hiragi's situation into consideration.
Yes, punchable, yes, indeed. And we haven't even seen him yet so far in this stream.
I've previously considered this possibility. But in the end, we're getting married for true love. And I've promised her that I'll do everything in my power to protect her.
Okay. Still kind of big.
I understand where you're coming from, but to be frank, she should not need your protection. Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, you realize all she stands to lose.
I will say, throughout this story quest, we've seen Ayato is very good with mind game, from what I've seen.
I don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not so emotionally involved in the situation.
Definitely, He does it. I'll say he both does it in a nice way and also sometimes maliciously when it's to the right people, from what I've seen. I'm not sure what he might have planned for that one guy, but I hope it's good. But that's because he hates small talks. True. He didn't mention that.
I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, resilient, and strong-willed person she is. For the sake of marrying you, this wonderful woman will become someone who has to depend on you for the rest of her life. Are you really okay with that?
True. I'm actually kind of interested to see what the other guy's, Kujo Kamaji's answer is going to be.
I love her with all my heart, and would do anything to make her happy.
Okay.
That's why I cannot abide to see her suffer or be manipulated by other people. Yashiro, Commissioner, you're right. It was naive and selfish of me to take things this far.
Well, not really, but... I guess he kind of was in the wrong to kind of go so kind of rushing through it.
But it's too late now, isn't it? There are notices everywhere.
I have a plan, but it needs a villain.
And we have just the guy in mind, don't we?
Sakujo, in order for my plan to work, you and I must both play the role of antagonists. But it is not without its risks. Are you willing to help?
If there's a way to salvage this, then let's hear it.
Alright.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission. On the contrary, it's a terrible idea that will marginalize the Kanjo Commission.
I love that quote. I have a plan, but it needs it. It does? That is a cool quote.
The context for this is that they are planning to use this marriage to bring down the Hiragi clan. And the key to their success is coming up against no resistance to the marriage from the Tenryou Commission.
I will say, I think the quote itself, it's also enhanced by Ayato's voice actor, because he does a really good job.
But what if we were to imagine for a moment that since the affairs of the Vision Hunt decree, the Tenryou Commission has been planning to make a move against the weakened Kanjo Commission? The only reason you have been hesitant to act since taking over the Tenryou Commission is because you care about Lady Hiragi's feelings. And so, your plan is to liaise with the Yashiro Commission to marry her and bring her out of the Kanjo Commission as soon as possible. Once that is achieved, as the person in charge of the Tenryou Commission, you no longer have any reason to hesitate.
I see. This is an ingenious plan. It takes advantage of the situation perfectly.
Definitely. Ayato's voice actor makes the character honestly feel more complete. Like, It's like how Child's VA makes him feel completely true. True. Honestly, I can't imagine who else could really voice Child besides the guy he has right now.
Exactly. Our purpose is to change Lady Hiragi's position from an unnecessary burden to an indispensable asset. By doing so, we can even strengthen her position in the Kanjo Commission. Once our adversaries realize how the network of connections behind the scenes really looks, they'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then, we simply leave them to clear up the mess they've created.
Dude. Griffin Burns, that man sings as Child so much. He has an album. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to somehow take a look at that. But also, speaking of really good Genshin Impact voice actors, the guy who does Arataki Ito, especially in the English version, in my mind, he is literally irreplaceable. Like, no matter how close any replacement could be, I cannot imagine Ito having any other voice actor besides the guy he has at the moment, too. Especially that one quote that he does for when it's the player's birthday. I listen to that on loop sometimes, just because of how good it sounds.
Got it.
So the network of connections? This is all way too complicated for Paimon. Can you just tell us what you need us to do?
Yeah, fair enough.
We have to make sure that the behind-the-scenes story comes to the attention of our dear friends in the Kanjo Commission.
Oh yeah, Ito's VA in all languages are amazing. Oh, he was the one. Oh, okay. He said, I didn't know that it was actually a suggestion on his part to do the beatboxing, but I mean, now that I think about it, it does sound like the kind of person who would voice act Ito. I guess it could be a bit chaotic, I guess.
Matsura, with whom I spoke earlier, will now be fearing the worst. No doubt he'll be on the lookout for the first sign of a crisis.
Matsura, that's the guy we were... that's the punchable guy from last time.
In that case, he will almost certainly have placed informants throughout Inazuma City. What we need to do is to use these informants as a breeding ground for our fake intel. Sir Kujo, there are certain things that I need you to attend to personally. It's almost time. My ninja has located one of the informants. Let's go and see if he'll take the bait.
Alrighty. Oh, Ryuji's... What? Reading Batan Sango case file this... Okay, Oh, it's a story. Alright, fine. Okay, that's a bit disappointing, but I guess I'll take time to do the commission so that we can continue on with the story event. I forgot for a second that this kind of stuff can happen. Looks like you have to do a commission. Yep. Good old game forcing me to do commissions. So, what you got for me, sir? Actually, you know, considering this guy he's part of Inazuma's detective agency, I heard that I think like the head of the detective agency is going to become a playable character at some point, or maybe not. But at the very least, a lot of characters for some reason have not what they're called, but like they have quotes talking about it. Pretty sure it's the head. Pretty sure Kokomi has one. I think Ito does, but also Jostara does too. So there, folks. Don't mind me. Let me just go Unga Bunga here. Goodbye. I haven't done commissions for days because done almost all the stories so far. I've actually been doing the same thing too. Um, Mainly because most of my streams are kind of focused on doing like the story stuff, because I find that to be more fun, and I want to do that with you guys as opposed to things like side quests usually, and also things like um, doing Spiral Abyss and fighting bosses. Because I don't know if everyone would really be into me like watching me doing that. But if you guys would like to see that, then I could definitely do that too. I haven't really seen much streams of other people playing Genshin Impact, so I don't know what most people are quite into seeing. But I feel like doing things like Spiral Abyss, I would kind of have to like talk about other stuff while doing it, because I don't know if everyone just wants to watch me talk about like beating up a bunch of hilly trails and stuff. Um. Okay, these guys came out of nowhere, but it doesn't matter. They're sirs. Don't mind me.
Bring it on.
Did to do challenges, grinding, cat guys. Let's see.
No
I feel
time
like
to lose.
for the course of how long I've spent streaming nowadays, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job nowadays at trying to do kind of small talk while I'm doing other things, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, the Milkman Mifa. Yo, hello there, Milkman Mifa. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good day today. Thank you for stopping by, and it's good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Right now, we're continuing on where we left off last time with Ayato's story event. And see, Empty Fluco is here as well. I see the emote there in chat, hold on. Thank you for the boop, the one. Everyone, you have a few seconds to boop the dino snoot until we continue on with the story. Where's my burp seeds? You'll have your bird seeds in just a bit. Don't know if you can get seeds in this game. Can give you a food that has seeds in it.
That person is one of Matsura's informants.
I see all the boop emotes there. Hold on. Yes. Boop all the dinos. Boop the dinos snores. No, snores slash snoot. I don't know which one it really is. It's kind of the same thing for a reptile, I guess. Using a screen tablet to draw now. It feels really good to do art with it. The one I have, it doesn't have really a screen, but I do have a friend that does have an art tablet with an actual screen on it, and I wonder what it would be like to draw using it myself.
Let's follow him. Be careful not to get seen.
It's gonna be one of these. Alright then. Alright. Follow Hito and do not be. I'm a sneaky dino. I'm a sneaky dino. I'm a sneaky dino. I am sneak. Dude, stop looking this way. Usually they just walk slowly.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Alright. Nope. Nope. No much nope. Hold on, how do I... switch to walking again. Let me go to controls, because I know I changed it a while ago. Control. How do I switch over to walking? Alright. Rent? Nope. Oh, here we go. It's period, right? I don't know why I switched it. Oh. Hello there, sir. Don't mind me, I am just walking here. Control the... I see.
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
That doesn't sound good. What could be going on? I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious.
Yep, that's definitely what it is. You don't need to know or suspect anything. Well then, sir, don't mind me. I am just walking slowly behind you.
But it appears Master's fears may be well placed. There's no way they sent this many people just to escort the bride. I have to investigate.
Alright, yeah, you do your investigation, dude.
Let's follow him.
You do your investigation. Alright, it faded to black. And now we wait, I guess.
Wow! It's like the whole Tenryo Commission is here.
Okay, there we go. There's Paimon. I was scared that the game broke for a second. Alright, we are okay now.
Excuse me, has something happened on this road? I'm a businessman passing through, and it's a little disconcerting to see this place so heavily guarded.
Ah, please don't be alarmed. As I'm sure you've heard, the wedding of Sir Kujo Kamaji and Lady Hiragi Chisato will take place any day now. Sir Kujo decided to send for Lady Hiragi ahead of time, and have her live in Inazuma City during the run-up to the wedding.
I see.
We are here to clear the way for Lady Hiragi. Not just us either. You'll see more Tenryo Commission members as you go further along. We're all here for the same duty.
Isn't this a little excessive?
It might be to your eyes, but for us it's perfect, sir.
Sir Kujo holds Lady Hiragi in the highest regard, and wants to treat her with the utmost respect, from beginning to end.
I understand. Sorry to disturb your work. Drat. It's exactly as Master feared. They say they're here to guard the road, but really they're poised to attack if Master doesn't allow Lady Hiragi to leave Rito.
That's definitely what's going on here.
Wait, no. If Lady Hiragi does leave, they'll have all the more reason to strike. But we're in no state to defend against a Tenryo Commission attack. I must tell Master right away.
Yeah, you do that, good sir. Oh, hello, Orthberg, Felstar. Hello, Termino, how are you today? The Dino is doing very good today. Thank you for asking, and I hope that you're doing good as well.
He ran off again.
Looks like you've seen a ghost.
That should do it. The seeds have been sown. In this atmosphere, mounting suspicion will nurture fear among the Kangjo Commission. Now, we wait patiently for it to grow and ferment. The calm before the storm is always the part that unsettles people the most.
Are they really gonna own up and apologize, just like that?
If you're curious to find out, you can visit the Hiragi clan in Rito in a couple of days.
Alright.
I have some other business to attend to, so I won't be spending any more time on this situation. In any case, we've made our move. It's only a matter of time before they give up and surrender.
But why are you so confident, if I may ask?
This is not my first time.
I see.
Well then, goodbye for now. I truly hope that things will work out in Hiragi Chisato's best interests.
I wonder what other experiences Ayato's had that are similar to this. And possibly how they turned out. Curious now.
Kind of abruptly. Are things really gonna turn out like he predicted?
I'm gonna say I'm still worried about Chisato. So we're gonna keep an eye on things.
Well, let's go to Rito again in 2 days.
Alright, a bit excessive, but I guess they're gonna want us to skip through time. A level up Ayato friendship to know that. Cool. And I shall do that. Perhaps. Let's see it. I have quite a few primos, so I could try to pull for him today. I'm not sure if I want to though. Plus, trying to pull for Venti is also kind of tempting. I don't know.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
I guess I already have quite a few archers on my team, so maybe not, but at the same time, just having an Archon in general is quite tempting. But that's once the teapot is not in maintenance anymore. Wait. Is the teapot been in maintenance this whole time? I did not realize that, because I haven't had as much time as I used to just play this game. So the main reason is because I'm doing adventures, so it's worth it for me. I can excuse not having as much time to farm Genshin if it means hanging out with you guys more and doing image edits, because those are fun. I do wish sometimes I could just stop time and work on both simultaneously. But, you know, I work on the time management skills. Hello, Secret Shinobi. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. And how is Genshin? It has been quite fun so far. Oh, I got Hu Tao today. I started playing without spending money. It's only when you reject the way of the whale that you truly get what you desire, friend. That's how it works. No. There's someone who definitely has not been shafted several times in this place.
These people from the Tenryo Commission have been here for days now.
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi. But why would it be taking so long?
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave.
Ooh.
To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito? Who knows what they could be planning?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might hear you.
Oh, right. Sorry. How did things get to this point?
Alright. So that's one. We're gonna talk to an actual soldier this time. Hello there, sir. What's up?
Hello. How may I help?
So, why by any chance is there a strong Tenryo Commission presence here, if I may ask?
We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuma City. Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to receive the bride, the Hiragi clan always finds an excuse to delay things.
I see. Ayato's plan is in full bloom, it seems.
Since we haven't fulfilled
I don't know if
duties
that's
yet,
like the
to stay in Rito until
right
Lady
phrase
Hiragi
for
is
it.
ready to come with us.
People are suspecting something's up.
We apologize. It was not our intention to stay here so long. We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will start to cooperate soon. If this stalemate continues, who knows? Sir Kujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
Oh, I see. So it appears that they're ready to escalate things. Right. See how these guys are doing.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them off?
I have no idea.
Ooh.
We're stuck in limbo here. Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over the smallest things, and is suspicious of everything. He's been yelling at me a lot. I understand that he's anxious, but I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the Yashiro Commissioner.
Well, he didn't listen, and now he has to pay the price.
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know that whatever he's doing, a lot of preparation has gone into it. If Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what will the Tenryou Commission do? And what will the Yashiro Commission do?
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss things with Lady Hiragi.
Alright.
Hiragi Chisato is now at the center of every conversation in Rito.
Alright, now we need...
Now the Kanjo Commission probably knows how important she is. But what about what she thinks?
Alright. Let's see.
Let's go and see.
It looks like the suspicious guy isn't here just yet. I figured he would be somewhere around here panicking. Hello there, Chisato.
I assume you've heard about everything that's been going on out there. What on earth is happening?
Let's just say Ayato he has something planned. That is all.
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
Oh. Hold on, someone's eavesdropping. Let me check it out.
After the Tenryou Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. They keep having secretive discussions and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense.
So, since we've last met, have you made up your mind?
I'm sorry. I haven't. Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply didn't have the choice. I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding was confirmed, I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not?
Let's see, this is exactly what he's worried about. Can't rush into important things. I'll go for this one.
I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. And also, now that things have escalated to this point, it will be tricky to resolve.
Ah, Lady Hiragi here.
Oh.
You scared me for a second. I thought you'd gone missing.
It's the punchable face guy again. He's appeared before.
You? Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yashiro Commissioner that day.
Indeed I am.
What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
Such a punchable face, indeed. Hello there, sir. It's a nice day with your plan all messed up, ain't it?
Calm down. They're my friends. They're just here to visit me.
That's exactly all we're here to do.
Friends? Are you sure? Just friends?
Yes.
Lady Hiragi, I told you already, these are exceptional circumstances. You need to be more vigilant in everything you do. You are extremely important to us, and to the entire Kanjo Commission. Who's to say they don't have a hidden agenda?
We might. But so do you, so it all equals out.
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come out and say it!
I think far less dignified than when we last met.
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat.
Won't even follow Lady Hiragi's orders now, sir. I thought you were better than this.
Listen to me.
Definitely.
I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. His arrival might well be your very last chance to fix this. The present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it. If this deadlock continues any longer, we will have nothing to gain and much to lose. This is not an order. All I need you to do is give me an explanation and take responsibility for the situation.
What are you gonna do, Mr. Matsura?
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Good. Hopefully. Better not be planning something with this.
Good job, Chisato. You handled that well.
I was so nervous. But I thought things are now so critical that I should at least give it a try. And it worked remarkably well.
And you did a great job at it, too.
Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
As summary, the guy we're working with, perhaps don't get your hopes up. Yo, Lady Hiragi, indeed. Also later, Matsura comes back with his tail between his legs.
And reflected on our mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. It'll drive us mad if it continues any longer.
Alright.
I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and ignored the greater good. And then I left the situation to fester.
I don't fully accept this guy's apology, but I do like seeing him like this.
Would you please give us a second chance? For my lady's sake, please give the Kanjo Commission another chance.
You have to talk to Kamisato Ayato for that one.
I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryo Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly and beseech him to help us with the utmost sincerity. Lady Hiragi, might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have no other way.
Okay. I'm a bit nervous why he's asking her to come along. I need to keep our guard up here.
By the way, aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner?
Yes.
Please put in some good words for me.
No, not doing that. Aether, they probably will, but if it was my choice, I would absolutely not do that. Putting good words for Hiragi, but not him. I love how he asked that. Alright. Hello there, Mr. Ayato. So there you are, sir. Good to see you again.
Yashiro Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand Lady Hiragi over to them. I realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions. And I realize also that this must sound like the very height of absurdity. But please, have mercy, good sir.
Well, what do you say, Ayato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk.
There he is again mentioning he doesn't like small talk.
So, please, if you would be so kind, get straight to the point.
You heard him, man.
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. I'm terribly sorry. Everyone in the entire Kanjo Commission now realizes the gravity of this situation.
Alright.
Lady Hiragi is indispensable to us. We promise to always support her. So, would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more, on our behalf?
Ayato generally gets so scary during this point, but it fits his character so well. Does.
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat our words. What do you plan to do about this? To lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready to face the thunderous wrath of the almighty Shogun?
Ooh, true. Don't want A to get upset at you guys.
We'll take full responsibility. We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We will make sure that the public knows this was all a huge misunderstanding.
Yeah, sure.
We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact. Everything we can.
And you're gonna take full responsibility, correct, sir?
Master Matsura, you should have known it would come to this. Whatever were you thinking?
I will say, Ayato's voice actor would be really good for like a villain role at some point. Definitely not Ayato himself being a bad guy, but like a bad guy in the future. The same guy should. It would be cool if they could voice a villain too.
But the Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first, regardless of what Sir Kujo and I may feel at this present moment.
He can switch between cheerful to absolutely terrifying on I forgot what the term is called, but like I guess like on the turn of a dime.
If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But Lady Hiragi and the inhabitants of Rito are innocent. If we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's reputation. Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see what I mean. Songbirds who know how to hold a tune can be very pleasant to listen to, but they can also become irritating if they don't know when to stop. And as for the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
Yeah, I remember hearing that metaphor earlier, but also, I don't know how to feel about that. Sounds a bit extreme, but I get the message. Oh, VA has played villains before, like in Pokemon. I'm not sure, but I could imagine him voice acting N. I think that was his name. That green-haired guy from Black and White.
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you. But I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
Oh, he also voices two Pokemon. Oh, it is N. Okay. I got it. First try.
I
Nice.
understand. Thank you for your help, Yashiro Commissioner.
Alright, now, I want to guess, he said he voices two Pokemon characters. I want to try and come up with who the other one is. I don't think it has a similar vibe to, I guess, Ayato and I guess voice. Or is it like an actual Pokemon? Oh, he voices 4 Pokemon characters. 2 are actual Pokemon. I see. Can't think of them at the moment, but hold on. I want to try at least think of the other human character. I want to say James, but I don't feel like it is. The other character he plays is surprising. Yeah, no. Nope, yeah, I figured. Like, he has. Oh. I was from Twilight Wings. I forgot his name, but did he voice the one dragon type gym leader during that one episode where he and Leon were fighting? I don't remember his voice particularly, but I feel like he would be a good. Okay, nope. What about the guy that was in charge of? I forgot what it was called, but I'm trying to think of like CEO names, but the first thing I came up is Maserati from the Jurassic World franchise. It's the guy who awakened Eternatus. He's not the CEO either. I want to say want to guess if it's Leon himself now, but I highly doubt that it's Leon. Pretty sure, Alessandro, I forgot his, and I don't know what his full name is exactly, but it's like, I call him, other people call him Kagi. I thought he is the one who's supposed to voice Leon in the English dub. I believe so, at least. Oh, actually, hold on. I should probably also focus on the game too. He's not Leon.
All right, you ought to return now. I'm sure you have a sizable mess to deal with back in the Kanjo Commission.
Perhaps so. I love the smug smile on Ayato's face.
Okay, then please excuse me. Thank you once again, Commissioner.
Have a good day, sir. I did not mess with Ayato ever again. Back to your question. Well,
yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something to tell you. Would you mind?
Alright, so you... the guy who Ayato voice acts... Who voice acts Ayato. Tell me when you give up. I don't want to give up, though. He said it was surprising, so... Is it the guy who's driving the Corviknight taxi? I feel like that would be pretty surprising. Chris Hackney is Ayato's VA. My next two guests are either the Corviknight taxi driver or... Okay, it's not it. You said it was surprising, and I don't know if this would make sense, but like the main kid that was in the first and final episodes, that the kid that Leon took to his match in the last episode. He said it was surprising, so wouldn't expect it because of his looks. Or maybe his one friend, the kid's one friend from the first episode. I remember there were two kids that were like cheering on Leon's Charizard in the first episode of Twilight Wings, and that other kid was friends with not the main kid's name, but the one who eventually gets to ride on Leon's Wait, I don't remember if they went on Charizard, but he went to Leon's match with him. He has a psychic team. I forgot what the guy's name is, but I think he had like a funny hat or something. I don't remember. Is he part of I guess one of those expansions from the main Sword and Shield games? Top Hat, yes, okay. I don't remember his name, but that is my guess now. Alright, but, yeah. I didn't continue with the story. But...
Why, of course.
Alright, so, what did you need to tell Hiragi?
Sir Kamisato, you became a completely different person just now. It felt so intense.
His name is Area. So keep that in mind. I don't pay much attention to the some of the later Pokemon generations nowadays. Most of my my knowledge it mainly ends at around like Gen 6, and after Alola, I kind of stopped getting too much into it, but I feel like I know still quite a bit. Sort of.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. I did as I should.
Indeed you did. I would have liked for you to do more, but this was definitely very good.
But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat and share a personal story with you.
Ooh? I'm interested to hear this.
Please, I'd love to hear it.
I feel like it's kind of a tradition for every story event to have at least one kind of pre-rendered over, not over the top, but like one pre-rendered like really good-looking cutscene. I'm hoping this is gonna be it. I guess what I'm hoping for is something like the cutscenes that they have for Ito's stories about the Oni, especially the red and blue Onis.
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago and restore our reputation. The work took a toll on his health and ultimately led to his untimely demise.
Oh.
My mother loved him dearly. She passed soon after. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Yashiro Commission. Behind the scenes, things became very unstable. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Yashiro Commission has been through.
Huh. Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Kind of.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me.
Oh.
I had no other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of.
Speaking of which, it would be nice to see Ayaka at some point before the event ends, but I'm not sure.
I didn't mind what became of me, but my family. No one can ever be allowed to trample over my precious family. Fortunately, I persisted, and the Kamisato clan was able to survive this storm.
Wait, does Ayato have like a mole like around the bottom of like his face? I did not notice that.
I think I now know where my sense of loss and confusion was coming from. Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me in a way that no one else did. That's why he couldn't bear to see me live the rest of my life depending on someone else. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married. But the fact is, it's because I felt too young and inexperienced to handle the situation facing me.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now is the same one he faced back then. When his clan was in crisis, he bravely drew his blade and challenged the almighty Shogun. And now...
I remember that.
It is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said. I'm sure once you have grown and gained confidence, your father will be able to let go and allow you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth is a necessary step in the pursuit of true happiness.
And I'm sure I can get there.
And we all have
I'll use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything is more settled. This puts less pressure on Kamaji and means I can support and protect myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent on someone else.
My best wishes to both of you were and remain heartfelt. When the time comes for the wedding to go ahead, I will come to congratulate you once more.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful for everything you have shared with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to deal with back home.
I can imagine. Especially Matsura.
Take care, Lady Hiragi. I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo Commission associates most receptive to your instruction.
Yes. In fact, my recent experience suggests the same. Thank you once again.
Alright.
She really has the air of a leader now.
She and Kamaji are a good match for each other.
Hats off to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out until you pulled that super smart strategy out of nowhere.
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess.
I see. The Dino is not very good at chess, so I wouldn't know. I don't remember if I ever truly played chess before. it was just me just messing around with like the pieces and the board.
Our rival
Mainly
this
by
time was
my
easy to
dinosaur
deal
toys
with.
back then.
He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution. This outcome is entirely within my expectation.
I'm only good at checkers. I don't know if there's any really, like any, I guess, competitive kind. Well, I guess all board games are overall competitive, but like board games in general, I don't think I've ever really played any. But besides, I think maybe Sorry sometimes with my family. It was an interesting game to play with a bunch of T-Rexes around. Our arms were not the best at moving the pieces about.
Never come up with a plan that cunning in a whole lifetime. Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato has decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself.
Alright, so speaking of your stance, you weren't by any chance just in this to help, Chisato, were you?
Well, the fact is that I am first and foremost the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for a stable Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. This is not the first situation of its kind, nor will it be the last. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability. A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver achieves the same end.
Balance of power. I'm gonna choose that one, because I don't know what the other one is exactly, but I feel like this one's kind of more how I feel about it.
That everyone recognizes how important Lady Hiragi is now. I think I did her a sizable favor in that regard. Dealing with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over this one wedding. Wait a second. You weren't trying to stop the wedding from the very beginning, were you?
Wait, what?
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, everything I said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely sincere. If you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life. I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
Okay then, guess we'll have to wait and see.
Alright, see you next time, but I don't know if it's going to be truly over yet. At least I'm usually used to most story events having like a big pre-rendered cutscene at some point before it ends.
Alright. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both.
Okay then.
I shall have to host you at the Kamisato estate when my sister is next available.
Alright. Let's see you then, Ayato.
Looks like everything's resolved.
Oh, Toma!
Masterfully done. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of very peculiar tasting milk.
Oh.
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I remember Ayato requesting that the guy who invented Dango milk to give something to Toma.
Oh, my lord?
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure he's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would have been more guarded against me had he and his companion not been present. It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Yes. Now that we're both free, let's finish off that game of chess we started a few days ago.
Alright. Okay then. So I guess That's Ayato's story event over, but honestly, I had a really good time with it. Part of me does wish there might have been a bit more action to it, but it just kind of does more down to earth, more human interaction stuff. It's nice as well. It probably did a good job at showing us what Ayato's character is like. And fortunately, I was hoping that event where we're going, hoping that the event where believe that Jingshu, Ayato, and Klee were all coming to Inazuma was going to happen, but apparently not yet. So next up, we shall try to get to all the story for the chasm. Except we have a bunch of prerequisite stuff we need to do, it seems. But fear not, folks, because the dino has been very, well, not the most busy, because I've been busy with other things too, but the dino's been pretty good at work with getting through the prerequisite quests and stuff, so we should not have too much to do until the next part of the story event. So that should be fun. Right, so there we go. Chasm deliverers. Let's do this. Lose the safety of the cannon's breach. Alright. Let's teleport over that way. Oh, you're gonna have fun with that one. I hope you're ready for some tearjerker stuff. The dino is always ready for emotional development for a. Also moments for us to all cry. Hold on. Low lamp post, high frequency flicker. Oof. High, low, low. Or I guess going from height to low, low, high. Okay. Low, low, and then high. Right? Okay, so this one's flicker, it's a bit. Alright. I think this is low. And then this one, it needs to be low as well. And the last one needs to be high. Wait, hold on. Alright. Hold on. First, I want to see if there's two different settings. Alright, so. Alright. I just want to make sure there wasn't like a middle round. It's going to mess everything up. I think that should be the last one over there. Well, let's, now I have free time to just kind of do small talk. I want to try, continue, asking the question earlier about what Pokemon characters that Ayato's voice actor, voices, I guess. So, two human characters, Ken and Avery. So now I need to think that he also voices two Pokemon.
No time to lose.
First, I want to fight this. Hi, hello there, sir. I don't know why, but I want to guess Mr. Mime. Two Pokemon. Yeah. Probably wrong, but I just want to try and go with that guess. One of them, Mr. Mime. So, alright. Two Pokemon. Voiced by the same guy as Ayato. I feel like Mewtwo would be a good match for him. Then Mewtwo.
Yep.
Then second guess. Guess Mienfoo? And I think that's the name of that one Pokemon who also kind of looks like Mewtwo. Isn't. Where's the Mienshao? Mienfoo, Mienshao, they're pretty sure they're both of the same evolutionary line, but I forgot whose name is who. One's rock type, the other is dark and fairy. Mewtwo's one. Pokemon are also in Twilight Stars. Okay, so rock type and a dark slash fairy. Dark slash fairy, that only Pokemon I can think of that's dark and I think there's actually two I can think of. Wait. Only one. It's the Pokemon with the braidy hair. Mawile. Twilight Wings. It's okay. Is it Mawile? That's the only dark slash fairy type I know. I don't know if that an odd choice to name the same voice actor as Ayato, but if you say one of the human characters that he voices it, you would be surprised, but I don't know about the Pokemon. As for rock type, I guess my first guess would just be Onyx.
No time to lose.
You said they both were in Twilight Wings, but I don't remember exactly all the Pokemon that were in it. Which Pokemon did you say? I got distracted. Okay, so right, so the rock type, I'm guessing Onyx. Then for dark fairy type, I was guessing Mawile, because that's the only dark slash fairy type that I know of. Onyx is just because I'm just gonna guess random rock type Pokemon because I don't know which ones were in Twilight Wings. Both wrong. Hey. So there, folks. I don't know what you're all doing here, but y'all need to get out of here. Nope. None of that. None of that. Okay, so to guessing. Also, I would like to ask that no one spoil this for me by telling me who it is. Chat. I want to be safe. So, anyways. Oh, hello there, sir. I don't know how you were involved, but it does not matter. I shall defeat you all the same. Oh, no. Come on. There we go. Came from the wall, and you shall die by the wall. Right, so other two Pokemon. I get distracted again. Because they're both in Twilight Wing. Okay, and you specifically said what types they are, so it's rock type and then dark fairy. What is a dark fairy type besides Mawile? Okay. So over that area. Hello there, Nitro, Dynamite. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good day today. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you here, and I hope you're doing well, fan. We finished Ayato's story event just now, so we're going through all the stuff we can find in the chasm, and hopefully we can get to main Archon story that's kind of locked behind a few story quests right now. Well, it's one of Marnie's Wait. Oh, okay. One Pika clone. I forgot that its second form changes to a dark and fairy type. So it's. I forgot. I know its name, but. For some reason, I keep trying to think of Gen 8, but that's the Gen 6 one. Wait, how did we jump from Ayato to Marnie? Oh, well, I was talking about while we were doing Ayato's story event. Talking about like actually, I don't remember who exactly it was, but someone between me and Toad named Wisp. Oh, we were currently discussing Pokemon characters that Ayato's voice actor also voice acted. Apparently, the guy who voice acted Ayato also did both Avier, I forgot his name, also from Pokemon. And now I'm trying to think of the two Pokemon that he had he voice acted for. And an Avier, yes. So now I'm trying to think of the two Pokemon he did voice acting for. Trying to I'm trying to think of Emolga for some reason. I swear I know its name. It's one of the only Gen 8 Pokemon that I know of. Google it. I don't want to. I want to guess it myself. Imagine his name would have something to do with eating, maybe, because that's kind of one of its main things. Like, that's the hangry transformation it goes through. I like the music. I wouldn't call it hangry. Is that? And what it's called? Not like the hungry, angry transformation it goes through. Say if you were looking for it, you'd think it was a grass dark. It's one Pika clone there. Gen 8, right? Well, probably continue on with the things I need to do for the and well, yeah, that's high frequency. I believe. The Pika. Wait, it's not the Pika, but it's one of Marnie's Pokemon, isn't it? Oh well. Okay, then hold on. If it isn't Pika clone, then I'm going to look up the name since it's no longer part of the game, and I want to know what the name of it was. So I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I know Marnie has a whole team of dark types, but I didn't know I didn't know that about any other dark fairy types. Let's see, Marnie, what Pokemon do you have? I keep switching over to NA when I thought it was her partner Pokemon, or at least the Pokemon I see her most associated with. Hold on. Let's see. I see a picture of her with it, but hold on. Marnie and Morpeko. Okay, Morpeko is The Pika Klonos. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, I also seem to. I got the result I wanted right as Nitro. So thank you for that too.
You know, there are better
Okay.
ways to seek out our enemies.
Okay, so
than,
that was
well,
more
standing
Pekka,
here.
I was thinking. Okay, so so that's the Pokemon I was thinking of. Apparently not the right Pokemon that Ayato's voice actor did. I guess it wouldn't be. It's not all that surprising. It would be interesting if he was actually, if he had the same voice actor as Morpeko. So there's apparently another dark fairy type I don't know about. Or maybe Morpeko's transformation doesn't actually change his typing. I'm not sure. Okay, so low lamp, high frequency. Middle lamp, low frequency. High lamp, low frequency. Should we do that? Observe. Okay, so low lamp, high frequency, middle lamp, and high lamp. Okay. So in terms of height, should be low, low, and high over there. So Morpeko is an electric dark. Why did hold on? Why did I think it was dark? Also, I guess I kind of got spoiled for it. Thank you for the answer though, Nitro. So is it Grimmsnarl? Grimmsnarl is dark and fairies. Is that the right one? No, definitely would not have guessed it myself. Because I know of Grimmsnarl, but I didn't know what its typing would have been. That's Grimmsnarl. Ah, okay. Did not know Grimmsnarl was also a fairy type. I figured it would just be a pure dark type, or it's like a goblin. So, because I don't know what other typing it'd be. So, like maybe dark fighting. Still a rock type. I do. Okay. So this one is going slow. So I need to think of rock type Pokemon that was in Twilight. Oh, wait. I'll give a hint, but it instead give it away. It's fine. Okay, so low, low, and then for the last one, a frequency. Let's see.
No time to lose.
Was it right around here?
No time to lose.
I tried to. This one needs to be high. Right. Good. That should unlock the cannon. Okay, finally. Okay, so hold on. These are witches. In medieval times, witches were believed to draw power from hair. Hence why people either burned or buried theirs, and Grimmsnarl was covered. I thought it was just based off. At least I think it was based off goblins, but might be wrong. Alright, now for the rock type Pokemon. Let's see. I guess I don't think this will be too much of a hint. So I guess just asking, is it from Gen 8 or from a past generation? Because I don't really remember which rock type Pokemon were in Twilight Wings, so I think that would kind of help a lot. Nice. But also, I should be focusing on the quest as well. Red cannon to destroy the steel rock. Alright. I think it should be good. And before I fire it, I want to make one last guess. I don't see if it was like Gen 8 or not, so I'm just gonna go with another guess for like any Gen Pokemon. Oh, Gen 7. Okay, that's not very good for me because I don't know any Pokemon from Gen 7 that are also rocked. Wait. Hold on. I think that actually did kind of give it away. Okay, you're right. I think Gen 7 is Gen 6 is Kalos, so Gen 7 has to be Alola, and the only rock type Pokemon I know from Alola is it either Rockruff or Lycanroc. Now that I think about it, that actually also fits really well with Ayato. At least, like, I'd imagine they have similar voices. Also, I just want to make sure that the stream is working just fine, because it looks a bit choppy now on my other screen. It's a wild Pokemon too. Gen 6 is Kalos and Hoenn, yeah. Okay, so it is Lycanroc. Alright, I know what's correct. Okay. Also, sorry about the I don't know if it's happening for you guys too, but from my screen, the stream is not looking the best. I'm gonna try and refresh it on my other screen just to make sure it's not that bad. Or I think it's okay now since I refreshed it, but I'm not sure. Oh, I'm getting kicked out. Okay, wasting no more time. Let's fire it. Maybe a bit. There we go. A little more for good measure. The stream does seem to be lagging, unfortunately. Stream is struggling. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure how to really fix that. It just seems that, especially with the new update, I think Genshin in general is struggling to make. It doesn't quite run as well as it used to on stream. I may not just be in good service. I'm gonna go back to my dorm. Give me 10 minutes. Okay. Slash lurk. No lurk command. That's odd. But yeah. Hopefully it's not happening for everyone. But I hope that when you do get back to your dorm, that it could work a bit better. Okay. But please. I already have Genshin Impact to the lowest settings. I'm pretty sure I can have it at. Okay. That now. I also want to ask at least, is my volume is my sound still going on okay, or is the audio also kind of getting messed up? I hope everyone can still hear me just fine. Like when we're talking, there's not too much delay with that. Yeah, as far as I can see, there's not much I can really do to fix Genshin Impact's lag at the moment.
This place is pretty.
I feel like your volume's good, right? That's good.
By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
unfortunate, but I feel like as this rate, I might end up having to make Genshin Impact the same way as Jurassic World Evolution and not stream it until I get a better laptop that can actually run the game better. The graphics want to die and occasional buffering. That's gonna be unfortunate, but I've been meaning to try and words, but expand anyways, and I feel like I spend much time streaming just Genshin, so it's okay.
Alright, now we're talking.
So that's fine, but I'll keep playing Genshin as much as I can this time around. So in the meantime, hold on, right?
Insubordination. Oz, reveal thyself.
Okay. You really want to? You want to play rough in this stuff? All right. I'm not showing you any mercy, Mr. Dragon. And goodbye. All right. Looking at my screen now, it's looking better. It's also, for some reason, very behind everyone else from where I am. That's a bit odd, but I guess we'll just have to work with that. So let's keep moving on, while also still want to try and come up with answers for your question early. Wait, hold on. I was right on like Canrock, also Canrock, Snow, Avery, and also. So, I got all the Pokemon characters that Ayato's voice actor for, right? Pretty sure I have. So let's collect these.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Yeah,
no time to lose.
Yeah, this was actually pretty fun to do with the whole guessing game. Ooh. This. Look at his characters and try to think of animes you'd probably know that he may have voice acted in. Okay then. You go do that, and I look forward to another, I guess, guessing game. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Nice. Alright, I'm just gonna keep skipping through all this, because I would very much like to get to the Archon quest if possible. Voiced a character in Yoo-Hoo to the Rescue. I don't think I've ever heard of that game. Well, not that game, but that show. Alright. Can I move over to need to complete? Alright, hold on. See what things do I need to complete? As some splunkers, the heavenly stone. Alright. So it should just be this one. Alright. We'll have to keep doing the rest of this for a while. That should be okay. I also voiced act 2 characters in the 7 Deadly Sins. I haven't seen that, but I would like to at some point. I heard it's pretty interesting. Okay, activate the mechanisms. Alright. I definitely read through all of that. Wait, hold on. I need to activate it. Alright, let's see. It's this, I believe. Potential of the Lumen Stone is yet to be unlocked. Okay. So how do I do I just keep collecting these?
No time to lose.
Might be. Hold on. Let's keep trying to do this.
No time to lose.
The voice acted in the Detective Pikachu game. I see. I haven't actually played the Detective Pikachu game. It's also the movie, but I don't think I've actually seen the full thing just yet. I'd love to at some. A lot of things on my to-do list to actually watch. I still haven't gotten around to it for some reason. Not sure why. I know it's not quite the most cultured, I'd say.
No time to lose.
There's a lot of things that I want to watch, but I've yet to. Okay. Intro of the Lumen Stone has yet to be unlocked. Yada yada. So how do I? Alright, once I'm going to read and actually listen to what these things are. Lumen just reaches a certain level, you can use its power to destroy. Okay. Remove the big clump of glue, but it'll be easier to upgrade your item as well. Alright. I guess I'll go to that person over there to upgrade it. And imagine, because of the icon, that they're responsible for that. Alright, but I hope that from what I'm seeing, still looks okay, it looks better now, but it's also very behind. Not too behind, but a few minutes, but seconds away from where I am right now. Let's enhance this. Alright, so how far can I? Level 10. Can I? Alright.
No time to lose.
Let me just charge it up as much as I can before we head. Using all the crystal thingies I see here. Alright, there's 2 here. Hold on.
No time to lose.
I am Dino is trapped. On that. I don't know how I got myself into this situation. Okay. If I move around him. Hey, there we go. The dino's been freed. Only charge up to 3, which you can see by your health. Yeah, I see that. So can I? So can I not go any higher than this?
No time to lose.
Wait, what? Wait, why didn't mine go down? Okay, that's odd. Okay, I guess I also have to fight these guys. Well, I know this one can also charge us up a bit.
No time to lose.
Hold on, I see something in Lumao, but it doesn't stack. Okay, so it. Okay, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I think I've got this right. Alright. Ooh, I want to collect this though. Charging your items costs light. So can I? How do I get rid of the big... I don't know how. I don't have any places to recharge, I don't think.
No time to lose.
Okay. Other big...
No time to lose.
Like this thingy here? I don't know how to get rid of.
That really hurt.
Riptide.
I know this is partially my fault for not really understanding how this works, but part of me is tempted to blame this game for making all this specific mechanics so kind of complex. Yep. Okay. So do we like hack it while having this thing on, or just the Lumen Stone is yet to unlock? Play the 3 realm event is like that. I did play the 3 realm event with a box thing, but really when I press E, like use the box, then it's kind of automatically happens. Let's see. Keep saying this. You have to upgrade it more. Ah, okay. Perhaps the Dino did not do as much preparations for this the Resequate quest as I thought I did. Alright.
No time to lose.
I think I know where I can get the materials to upgrade it, though. Also that, but okay, they guess they gave me the light things. Well, I'll switch to Arataki though to make this a bit easier on myself. It's the pain of finding all the lost little crystals.
I am the man.
Yeah. I will say I don't know how good actual game is gonna like that the story event is gonna be. Limit, I'm not quite enjoying these quests that we need to do before it. That's just me. That's just my thoughts personally. Need to find the thingies help us. Don't know where those are. Just going around looking for anything blue because that's pretty much what I saw for creating the first one. And I recognize the probably just I'm trying to get everything I can just in case. First, I had to go back and I want to actually see the names of all the stuff that I need to look for. I think that's the first thing I should do. Oh, there. Woo? Oh, there. Would you like me to refine your lumen? Yes, please. So what do we need? We need lumen spars and lumen stone ore. Alright. So it... Okay. We're nearby level 1. From what I see, we should hopefully only need to get the second one to do everything. Where do you find the lumen spars, though? That's what I need.
Coming from the mines has changed again.
Can't catch me.
Guess we'll just have to keep looking around for small blue crystals somewhere around here. But yeah, in the meantime, like Ayato, I personally like doing small talk, and it's one of the ways to kind of drown out the awkward silences within the stream. So I'll try to think of a topic to speak about. Nice. Just need to think of something. Wait, hold on. These things the ones that I need. I think these are it. Alright, but also part for the course with me, small talk that I like to do during streams are about dinos, so prepare for that. Also, on top of the guessing game that we did earlier, because that's always fun. Also, if there's people out there with just random questions about dinos, I'm also always happy to answer those to the best of my ability, because those are fun as well to do. So, floaty thingies, the ones we need to be looking out for. See them on your map as stars. But they're like the onculi, I guess. Alright, so helps the dino out a lot. So we don't think we actually need to do any real mining here then. We just need to look around for more of the floaty things, but hopefully now that it's at level 2, it should be good enough. Hey, so it's working now as intended. It took us long enough. Gotta look at what those voice actor voice. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Oh no. Wait, hold on. Can heal up here. Okay. There we go. How do I activate this thing? Fashion lumenstone lighting. Alright, hold on. Let's try this. Can it only be maxed out to 3, or do we need more? Okay, there we go. Okay, now the dino knows what to do. Now we're on a roll today. We're on a roll today, guys. Okay. And I'm also noticing that Octopus are surprisingly very low on health. Have to go heal everyone. To give everyone food later. But right now, I want to try and get through this as fast as I can, because I feel like we kind of spend a lot of time with this. Now we're to recharge. Can't recharge it. There we go. He voice acts a character from the game Cookie Run. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. But just get rid of this one just because.
What a bountiful harvest!
Alright. Now let's keep moving forward. We also have over there heal up, but I'm just gonna try and be more careful with these. I said I was gonna be more careful with these. Okay. We're supposed to use it on this thing, right? I said this thing over here. Because this one's glowing. Alright, let's get rid of this. Okay, there we go. That's what we need to do. We're supposed to like 10 characters in spirals. Yeah. Okay. Alright, child, time to go. Time to get rid of these slimes here. Alright. So that's them all taken care of, and I definitely need to go feed everyone, especially Zhongling. For some reason, she's for some reason on her way to death's door, even though we haven't done much fighting with her. But I'll give them the chicken mushroom skewers. And there we go. Now let's get everyone to... Actually, I'll give them these and then get everyone to full health now. There we go. Alright. So let's see. Where's the next one? Okay, recharging. Boom. Okay, that's not it. Okay. So, hold on. I stand near this thing. Does it give... Okay, so this can help us recharge. Alright. And I should keep that in mind, too. Okay. Cool.
By royal decree.
Hello there, sir. Don't mind me. Just gonna wipe the floor with you in just a few seconds. There we go. Okay. So we had to use a bit of energy from that one, so this. Charge. And let's see what happens. And defeat the emerging monsters. Cool. Yeah, wasn't expecting to fight an abyss peril straight away. Kaboom! Get up, here. Alright, here comes the shield. Okay. Oh. Come this way over to Oz. Oh. I don't know how I managed to avoid that. Ow. Careful. Oh god, I hate these guys, especially since I use Zhongling a lot of... Wait, are these guys bad to fight against with Zhongling? I guess to be fair, I think a lot of the characters, well, the bad guys nowadays, are getting things specifically to go against shields. At least from what I... Alright. Get out of here. There we go. Still looks ominous. Alright. So what's it doing? Okay. But at least that Abyss Herald's taken out. Alright, so I'm gonna skip all this dialogue because I don't really care too much for this side quests, and I want to try and get to the Archon stuff before the stream. Well, before I have to end the stream at the study room hours. We have about an hour and 6 minutes left before that happens, though. So I don't think we're worrying too much on time, though. But I don't know how much. Actually, regardless, I doubt we're going to get through all the stuff they have for the Archon quests by the end of this stream. But I want to at least try and get started on it. I mean, I heard words, but I know that you said earlier that there's going to be some emotional stuff, and also I saw in the teaser that Dainsleif should come back, so I'm very much looking forward to see what they have for these upcoming stories. Alright. Taking quite a while to keep going through this stuff. Alright, so I guess while we're getting about this, when I think of something, just some small talk. Can't think of anything right now, though. I would normally talk about like some recent dinosaur discoveries, but most of them I've already talked about quite a lot in some of my other streams. Oh, thank you for that. Latest. Somehow still not over yet. Alright, let's go in and see what they got. Ooh, I want to collect these. Examine the dark fog. Oh. Ominous. Okay.
It's a city?
Okay.
A whole city that's floating in the air! Upside down?
Okay, we're also getting voice acting apparently. I'm at a loss for words.
Look at this place. Doesn't it remind you of something?
The corrupted statue from a while back, right?
Wait, what was it again?
The defiled statue.
Yes, that's it! It's just like that. Just as strange, just as upside down, and just as spooky.
And before Conria's revealed to just be this world's version of Australia.
In which case, maybe whatever's going on in the chasm really is connected to the Abyss Order. Oh, we gotta get to the bottom of this.
Oh, welcome to the start of the arc. Alright, we're finally getting through to the Archon. Oh. Dainsleif! Finally! It's good to see you again, old friend, after so long. So, how was, the time when you ran off, after Lumine?
The feeling is mutual. I certainly hadn't expected to meet you here either.
Long time no see, Dane. Wait, but how did you suddenly end up here in the chasm?
The chasm? So we're in the depths of the chasm, are we? Interesting. This is one place where I have never set foot before.
I have a lot of questions for you, Dane.
I understand how you must feel. Last time we met suddenly and parted hastily. Now our paths cross again. Fate, it seems, owes you an explanation.
You look so shocked. I also noticed that he has the kind of star-like pupil in his eyes. I think Kaya has that too, right? Might be wrong. I don't want to say this was rude, but what's going on with the portal just now?
That much should be self-explanatory. I came upon the trail of another Abyss Herald recently and began pursuing it.
Oh, don't worry, we took care of him.
Unfortunately, I got as far as cornering him before he resorted to the same trick that they all do. I was hot on his heels when I followed him through the portal, but as usual, it was to no avail. It took me to the wrong place.
So you didn't actually catch up with my sister last time?
Correct.
Ah.
Based on my recent experiences, I can only conclude that the Abyss's portals are not simply pathways from point A to point B, but gateways to an entire network.
I see.
Where they emerge on the other side is their choice. It can be anywhere within the network.
Sounds kinda similar to how teleport waypoints work.
I guess.
In short, though I was right behind your twin last time when I entered that portal, the next moment that I realized where I was all alone. Back in the ruins known as Storm Terror's lair.
See.
Oh yeah, about that. Whatever happened to the Eye of the First Field Tiller?
It's in a safe place. You can be sure that I will learn the truth of the Loom of Fate operation sooner than it could ever fall into the Abyss Order's hands.
Of the sign from being of Conria. So everyone with the star eyes are from okay. Interesting. So why don't you tell me who you really are? Who's the Twilight Sword?
So that title stuck in your memory. I by no means went out of my way to conceal it from you. It once stood for the glory of Conria, but now it is but a cruel joke. My curse to bear. Twilight Sword was my title as captain of the Royal Guards when I witnessed the destruction of my entire homeland firsthand. I believe my reluctance to raise it in conversation is quite justified.
Sounds like your sister was right.
What's the history between you and Lumine?
We were travel partners.
Oh, so kind of like Aether and Paimon.
We both partook in a painful journey of searching for our fate. But regrettably, we did not make it to the journey's end together. Before you continue questioning me, I ought to warn you.
Yes?
If my suspicions regarding the portal network are correct, then the fact that there is a portal leading here tells us that the Abyss Order has their eyes on this location.
You mean the Abyss Order is plotting something here? Actually, Paimon and the Traveler suspected that too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the Abyss Herald being here was a pretty big sign of that.
I mean that it's highly likely that even as we speak, the Abyss Order is watching our every move.
Wait, what?
Don't say that! You're giving Paimon goosebumps.
Alright, let's go investigate then.
A wise choice. There appears to be light from a fire coming from near that rocky wall. Let's take a look.
Alright. I believe Kaya is also supposed to be from Conria, right? I wonder if he's ever going to get involved with all this. Also, it's nice to finally no longer be kind of, I guess, be forced into the side quests again. Alright, so let's keep moving forward. Alright.
There are signs of hilly churl activity here. Could these be the hilly churls the requester was talking about?
Yep. Okay, so that's true. I would imagine Kaya should come back at some point then for the main story. If I remember correctly, I think according to his lore, his dad just kind of left him in Mondstadt. He told him, alright, you need to stay here. I think just do some things, and you're our last hope. Before he got adopted by their last name, by like Diluc's family.
Requester? In fact, hold on. You still haven't told me what you're doing here. I doubt that most travelers would have any reason to venture down this way.
Oh, I think we're doing a commission or something.
We took a commission from the Adventurers Guild to investigate the chasm. Apparently, a whole load of hilly churls have been gathering here, and the requester wants to know why. And now it looks like we finally found our first clue.
Do you want the answer?
Sure.
Huh? You mean you know something about this?
As it happens, I do.
So everything to do with the Upside Down City.
It's understandable that you did not perceive anything unusual. What makes this place so strange is that the environment here weakens the effect of the curse.
Hmm?
The curse? Oh, Paimon remembers. Last time you guys were saying that Conria's people were cursed to immortality or something.
They were cursed to become like hilly trolls and stuff like that, right? Like the monsters.
For
Give us.
centuries, I have suffered daily from the curse that was laid upon me. But here, I suddenly feel a small amount of relief from this suffering. And right here, right now, I can feel my body sending a strong message to me. It is telling me, stay.
So, this place weakens the curse? That's pretty incredible. But how?
I would like to know that too. How is it doing this?
That I shall need to investigate. But to the best of my knowledge, the Abyss Order does not have the technology to achieve this.
They're saying that the hilly churls that come from here are also from...
Indeed. Do you know why hilly churls wear masks?
I'm not sure.
It's to hide their appearance, lest they catch sight of their reflection in a body of water. Compared to how they remember themselves, it is a terrible sight to behold. One that causes them great despair.
Hilly churls really are from...
The curse of immortality denies death to those afflicted with it. And yet, it does not truly mean that they will never die.
So... whenever we beat up like hilly churls for like commissions and stuff... Okay, yeah, that... pretty bad implications.
So, you mean there's a way to undo it?
No. I mean that the body and soul will continue to be eroded until they are virtually non-existent, even if death is not the form that this erosion takes. When the Hilichurls realize that the end is nigh for them, it seems their instinct is to seek out a calm and dark corner of the world in which to finally say goodbye to the centuries of suffering they have endured.
Oh.
And of all the places they could lay down to rest, one that can ease the effects of their curse would surely be their first choice.
Darn it. Now I feel really bad for all the people from the Abyss Order that I fought.
Wow. That's so...
Conversation's over. Brace yourselves.
Wait, what?
What is it?
We're under attack.
Oh, okay then.
By royal decree.
Hello there, sirs. Don't mind me. Kaboom. There we go. So, what you guys say did
What?
they leave?
And why did they attack us all of a sudden?
Black Serpent Knights. They once belonged to the Royal Guard of Canria.
So, they worked under you, usually,
Wait
basically.
a second. Royal Guard? So, they used to be your troops?
Yes, they were. But now, the curse engulfs them, and they fight with none of the honor they once had.
Because they've become pawns of the Abyss now?
Let's continue on.
Alright.
Wait,
Oh!
Dane!
Hello. Who might you be?
Seems we missed one. Wait, stand down. There's something different about this one.
Alright. What's up?
It's disappeared.
What the heck? What was going on with that one? Was it trying to say something?
This maybe remember Dane.
How is this possible? How could he have retained self-awareness for 500 years without it?
Oh?
But more importantly, why did he seem so familiar?
Maybe he recognized you?
That would be a miraculous outcome indeed for a cataclysm that brought total doom and destruction. Or perhaps it was just a coincidence. We should press onward to the city.
Alright. I'm kind of interested to know about the story of that one guy.
No time to lose.
I feel like he's gonna become important later. And part of me feels like he might end up being part of why... I think you said... why Wisp, you said earlier...
There's a strange energy surrounding the city. We can't go any further.
I'm guessing later he might end up being part of why you said earlier, Wisp, that... this might end up becoming a bit of a... I think teardropper, as you described it. I'm guessing something might happen to that guy, but... I don't know for sure.
Guess there should be a mechanism or something around here, right? Traveler, looks like it's time to get into ruin exploring mode.
Alright, puzzle time.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Dainsley.
Kanria's technology, abyssal power. Two things I couldn't be more familiar with. They're just cheap tricks to me.
Okay, so
All
the
right.
Abyss Order really is trying to hide something here, right?
Seems like it. Here's,
Dan seems like he really understands what's going on here. No wonder the Abyss Order doesn't want him around.
I'm looking forward to see what this event this story event has, but what the Archon story here has in store for us.
Not necessarily. The closer we draw, the more I am inclined to conclude that these ruins belong to a more ancient civilization still.
Really? The more ancient than Conria.
The Abyss Order simply got to them before anyone else.
Even older than Conria? Whoa. Paimon can't even imagine back that far.
That said, the architecture here does somewhat resemble that of Conria. At least, it would if it were the other way up. Let's head toward the light over there. Mind your footing on the way ahead. It's a long way down.
Alright. Dino shall be careful. Yup. Don't mess this up, Dino. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. I have done it. Alright. I think that's the one that was kind of standing there earlier.
Black Serpent Knights! Is this where they're based? Or wait, are they guarding something here?
We are likely drawing near to whatever the Abyss Order is trying to hide.
Ooh.
Let's take them out first.
Okay, that one's attacking, but the other one is just standing there again. Pretty sure that's the one that we're... Okay, never mind. They're both going to fight then. Oh, he's an archer. Alright. Oh, the dino can't have that. Ow.
Amateur mistake.
Okay, alright, sir. If you're gonna be like that... Nope. None of that, sir.
Vines! You should be able to climb up, right?
Hmm? Where? Oh, okay, over there. Let's go up here then. It's a bit hard to climb. I'm intrigued. Okay. So none of the... I was wondering if any of these are the one we saw earlier.
Huh? They're not coming after us. Are they just trying to scare us off? Huh. These knights seem like they're hiding something behind them.
Are those hilly trolls?
Hold on. I think they...
Oh. Okay.
They're coming! Quick, get them!
Alright. You don't need to tell me twice. Let's get these guys out of here.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Alright, let's also drop one here. Alright. Lots of artful dodging here. Oh. Okay, that's one down. And okay, that's two.
Brace yourself.
I'll show you how it's done, mister. And boom.
Let's see what it was they were trying to hide.
Yeah, it's the hilly churls. Remember seeing these, I think, in one of the teasers.
Huh? What's this?
You guys okay?
So, the Black Serpent Knights have nothing to do with the Abyss Order's secret. Huh. I should have guessed.
So, what exactly is going on with these hilly churls?
As I said, for these hilly churls, the end is nigh.
Oh.
They have grown old and fearful of the light, even become one with the darkness. And yet the curse continues to corrode them.
But why would the Black Serpent Knights want to stay here and guard them?
Oh. Hey guys.
More of them are closing in!
Let's try to avoid fighting them. Guess. Fighting them's meaningless. Oh, there's the one that we saw earlier.
It's him!
The friendly-ish one.
And now they're retreating. Did he just order them to do that?
Halfdan?
Oh?
Whoa. What? You recognize him?
Could it be? If it's as I suspect, then this is a truly tragic state of affairs.
Dane?
You
What's
want
up?
to know why they were gathered here guarding the hilly churls, don't you?
Yeah?
It's because as far as the Black Serpent Knights are concerned, they're simply doing their duty. The one who ordered them to retreat just now, I suddenly recognized him. I knew him as a young man, an elite in the royal guard of old. His name is Halfdan.
Halfdan.
So, he's from 500 years ago too?
To this day, I still remember the final orders I, the Twilight Sword, gave to Halfdan on the day of disaster in Khaenri'ah, before I made haste back to the palace. Inform all Black Serpent Knights to protect the people of Khaenri'ah at all costs.
Oh, so they're trying to protect the hilly churl. Now I feel bad about the ones that we were beating up just now.
Because we, of course, were royal guards. But this would mean nothing in the events that followed. Royals, gentry, common folk. These identities made no difference.
Oh, hello there, Black Hawk. 8015, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. Thank you for stopping by, and it's good to see you here. I hope you have a good time here. We finished up Ayato's story event a while back, and now we're going through the newest part of the Archon stories.
Against the might of the gods, the only identity that mattered was being from Khaenri'ah. These Black Serpent Knights have lost their intellect, but perhaps, in whatever remains of their minds, they are still protecting the people of Khaenri'ah. If you see these ruins as Khaenri'ah in the throes of disaster, and these hilly churls as the people crying for help, then suddenly I can make sense of what I'm hearing. Their growls are less of a threat and more of a warning.
Then, what are they saying?
Though it is barely discernible, I can just about make it out.
Oh?
They keep repeating a word from the old language of Khaenri'ah. Run.
Are you telling the hilly churls behind them to escape?
Even I have to admit, the fact their will is strong enough to survive 500 years of erosion. It is nothing short of a miracle, born from hopelessness.
I see. Thank you. This game is so addictive. I agree. It is a bit addictive sometimes, but we also have to say, but yeah, I'm glad that you also enjoy this game too. And I hope I can entertain you with this stream of me playing it as well.
Oh, so Paimon had them all wrong.
It doesn't matter. Even I took them for enemies for a moment. Let's keep heading toward the light at the top. I believe the Black Serpent Knights will no longer try to stop us.
Alright. That's it. You got to the tippy top of this plane. What's going on there?
Yeah.
So where do I go from here? I guess we just go outside then. Oh god, very careful. I need to save up my stamina. Yeah, I love it when others experience this game. Okay. I hope you have a good time watching my experience with it too.
Sure enough, we aren't seeing any more Black Serpent Knights. Guess that half-damn guy really did recognize Captain Dane, huh?
So it's kind of weird, but I also kind of like seeing that have like upside down teleport waypoint here. How do I activate it though? Oh, there, guys. Hope you guys are alright. Here, alright. Lord, Shan TV. What are you up to, Dorcas Source? The Dino is doing very good. Right now, I'm doing the latest Archon quest for Genshin Impact. Welcome to the cursed waypoint. So is there a way to activate this one, or? It's not giving me any options here. Yep. I want to use it, but okay. I will. Okay, that's good to hear. Also, this thing. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Get to the seal yet. Oh wait, hold on. I got it. There we go. Well, you can activate it if you just have to find the right spot. Well, I managed to work. I don't know how to word it, but managed to do it. Well, you're broken.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Was able to fix it now, and I can use the upside down teleport waypoint. Teleport wherever back here if I ever need. Right. See what's in here. To the chamber at the center of Ruined Summit. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. See what's here.
Why so quiet?
I'm just thinking, nothing more. If you're trying to console me, I can assure you there is no need.
Alright.
Fine.
Still here to talk if you need it, Mr. Dane.
I could get used to this.
Be careful about stamina, because too many times I end up just falling to my death, especially while climbing, because I forget about stamina.
Hey, look! There's no door sealing this room off. Looks like we can finally head to the room in the center. Come on, let's go!
Alright. And here we go. Ooh. Would say this place looks kind of grand, but it's also kind of in shambles too. So it's a mix of both.
Look! Up there! A water pool!
Oh.
Even the water pool is upside down. Oh, wow! This is a pretty amazing place. Dane, do you have any idea at all how it works?
Is it like anti-gravity or?
The pool must be part of the entire city structure. A relic of this ancient civilization. And more importantly, it is the very thing that is weakening the curse. Here, my whole body feels more at peace than it has in a long time. The effect is stronger here than it was before. And I think it's because that water pool has something akin to a cleansing effect.
I see. Hey, it's the emergency food. Yep, it is. For me, it is the emergency chimkin nuggies. Perhaps one day you might actually get turned into emergency food if she does turn out to be the big bad of the story in disguise this whole time, like I've seen for some theories.
Cleansing? So that means the water in that pool can wash away the curse for good?
No, that would be impossible.
How are you so sure?
I have lived with this curse for 500 years, and I have been fully conscious the entire time. Suffice to say, no one understands the curse like I do.
And?
It is a way of branding us at the level of the fate of the world itself.
Oh, hold on.
When a god applies a curse, it takes effect at a higher level of reality than the person themselves.
Okay, there we go. Now Dane's done. So, let's see what that was. Super Smalsus, thank you for the raid, and also for the host just now. Welcome, hold on. Time to become Big Dino. Welcome, raiders, to the stream. I hope you're all having a good time today. I hope that the stream you all came from just now was super fun and you all had a good time there. And I hope that you all have a good time here. My name is Tyranno Imperial. I am a T-Rex VTuber. And today, we're playing Genshin Impact's most recent addition to their main story event. We'll have a good time. Super Small says in chat, that guy looks edgy. He is a bit of an edgy boy, he is. And I see the raid emotes there. See, meow what? I see your emotes there. And also, Super Smalsus. Hey, hello. Yeah, we had a really fun chat. I hope you all had we had a really fun chat, okay? Well, that's good to hear. And I hope you have a good time here as well, if you wish to stay. If you're also tired after streaming, that is understandable. Thanks, and okay, I think that is all the messages. But yeah, let's all see what the story has.
Even now, I can feel the curse slowly permeating my entire being, becoming part of me, slowly but surely replacing me.
Yeah, I will say he's definitely an edgy boy. We need edgy T-Rex. You know what, I've heard that some people have like different personalities for their VTubers, or like, different characters that they also act out. Maybe I can have like a second version of me that's just like, I don't know exactly what, but like an over-the-top edgy, like bloodthirsty T-Rex or something like that. It's actually this one, I don't know if it's how to describe it. It's kind of like a legend from the old days of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. There's a T-Rex skin called Crusher, and a whole bunch of people used to make like edgy fan fictions and videos about him. Maybe I want to base some like another version of myself around that. Yeah. Of course, Tyranno is awesome. I know, thank you. And you are awesome superhero. Pretty sure you're supposed to be like a superhero, right? Smalsus? I might be wrong. Sunglasses and a T-Rex skull on the sweatshirt. Ooh, that sounds cool. And I also like this spiky like hand gauntlets. That'd be cool. Like bracelets with spikes too. That could be cool. Maybe a spiky collar. I've seen people like with stuff like those before.
Perhaps it may be possible to suppress the corrosive effect of the curse for a time, but cleansing it entirely.
Just like a full-on gangster version of the dino.
Consider it tantamount to burning away an integral part of your body. It is not a process that one could ever hope to survive.
Huh? Cleansing the curse cost you your life? Whoa. An irreversible curse. Paimon can't even imagine.
Oh, and a spiky hood liner. Ooh, that'd be cool too. Just spikes all over the dino. All the spikes. Actually, it would be cool to, like, seriously, it would probably be cool to have, like, spikes underneath my shoes or something like that. I like that one guy from the SpongeBob movie.
In any case, I can feel that the water's cleansing effect is not nearly potent enough. At most, it might suppress the curse, but a little.
So, what's that contraption there? It looks kind of out of place.
Is it a Abyss Order device?
Frankly, I have never seen a device of this design before either. It is not unreasonable to suspect that it could belong to the Abyss Order. But what could they be planning to do here?
Who knows? Maybe they'll turn the entire world upside down. Oh. What was that?
That gave Paimon a fright. So, all the doors are open now?
Oh. Hello, Halfdan.
Halfdan's back again?
Halfdan, do you have something to say to me?
Oh, but I guess not.
He ran off, but he didn't disappear like last time.
Okay, well, I gotta get back to Skyrim. Have a good stream, Dorkosaurus. Alright, I will. And thank you. I hope you have a good time with Skyrim, and thank you for stopping by and chatting with me today. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
He's indicating that we should follow him. Are you coming?
Give me a useful lead.
True. So, we going then?
I don't see any reason why not. Let's go follow Halfdan. Alright, memories of Intevat. Along the path that Halfdan has indicated. Oh, alright, so we could go a long way down. Okay. Not know how he got down here so quickly, but alright.
Looks like Halfdan disappeared at the far end of this path.
Perhaps whatever lies ahead is what he wants us to see. Let's keep going.
Alright. Follow the path and continue exploring. Alright.
There are more signs of hilichurl activity here.
So I'll just drop these here. A bit of this. And Oonga Boonga my way through this. Goodbye.
Who's next?
Alright. So let's keep moving forward. I'm interested in how we're supposed to do. Ooh. Hold on. So do we need to light up these things? Where's the... Is there another one we need to light up? Oh, there's this one. Okay, so we did this one. Quickly go to this one.
No time to lose.
Maybe. Okay, there we go.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's keep going.
No time to lose.
Goodbye there, sir. We need your energy. Oh. Hello there, sir. Don't mind me if I press this. Hello. by Mr. Robot.
Bring it on.
I remember back in the old days when just the smaller versions of these guys were up for me.
No time to lose.
Good times. Time.
Is that way into the hilly trail camp?
Keep going in.
Let's go see.
Alright. Oh, there's the hilly trails.
It's a humble hilly trail camp. Oh, these hilly trails look like they're in pretty bad shape too. Some of them look like they've already taken their final breath.
Honestly, I have no idea how we're going to go back to fighting hilly trails on the regular after this.
Is this what Halfdan wanted to show us?
Yes, then again, I didn't really show hilly trails much mercy after they first revealed that hilly trails are just the transformed versions of the people from Conria a while back.
Whether it is or not, everything here is worth investigating in detail. Inspect the area. Leave no stone unturned.
Alright. Hey guys.
Seems like these hilly trails have no life left in them at all. Before long, they'll become one with the darkness. The hilly trails we meet in the wild are always so rowdy. Paimon never would have imagined that this is how they spend their final days. We may not have a whole lot of happy memories dealing with hilly trails, but still, Paimon hopes they're at peace in their last moments.
To be fair, there's no reason why they have to be aggressive. People supposed to just...
Hilly trails usually store food in crates like these, right?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. The crates that are definitely here.
But these seem pretty much empty. Is it because they're
Wonder
so
why.
near to the end that they don't need to eat anymore? Even if they don't need to eat anymore, Paimon bets they still miss food for the flavor.
Dino, hello there, honey, but welcome to the stream. You're having a good day today? Thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Right now we're continuing through this recent main story of Genshin Impact. Came with recent updates.
There's even a bonfire here, like what hilly trails built in the wild. Wait, but wasn't Dane saying that hilly trails get scared of the light when they reach the very end of their lives?
That was doing them a favor just now.
Maybe, in the very, very end, they still want to feel some light and warmth. Oh. Just thinking aloud here. Could also be another reason.
Wisp, if you're still watching, you were definitely right about all this. It's going to be a bit depressing with this event. Goes well enough. Alright, that's good. Fun, I'll be quiet in chat mostly for now. That I'm at work. Okay. Well, I hope you have a good time at work, and thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate the lurk.
You know,
It'll be nice just knowing that you're here with us in spirit.
Standing here.
It's 2 a.m. for me, so bye. Well, goodbye, Miwat. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care. And thank you for stopping by. I believe you were with the raid just now, and I hope. Thank you for talking with me for a bit, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
How did that flower
Kind of
get
messed
this
that up.
far underground?
I see the emoticons there and the heart emojis. Honey bun?
Did someone bring it in memory of the deceased hilly trails?
I know this flower. Did we, Aether?
Hey, now that you mention it, Paimon thinks it looks kind of familiar too.
It is the national flower of Conria, the Intivat. It once bloomed all over the nation. It would only last 2 weeks before wilting. But if you were to pluck one and take it out of Conria, the petals would stop growing and turn hard. Only when it finally returned to its home soil would the petals grow soft once more, and finally turn to dust. So the Intivat is a symbol for a wanderer far from home, signifying the tenderness of the homeland.
That's the flower my sister was wearing in her hair. Wait, so does that mean that I don't know if like the version of Lumine that people play as has the flower, but if they do they just have like a stone flower just chilling out on their hair? Canonically?
So for this flower to get here, it must have been brought from...
Ooh. Oh, it's doing something.
Your Highness, so the proposal finally has your blessing?
It is Lumine's. Yeah, I think she actually does have. She is wearing flowers over there. I don't know if the Lumine that people play as has it though.
In focusing single-mindedly on confronting the heavenly principles, we neglected our original mission, the revival of the homeland. I should not have been so indecisive.
The device is almost ready. We await your command.
What are the chances of succeeding?
Theoretically speaking, approximately.
Forget it. Even a 1% chance is enough.
Really just said, do not tell me the odds of this guy.
For too long have we dwelt in the abyss. Surely they would rather return to the natural cycle of life and death as soon as possible than continue to exist as they are, without a shred of dignity. They cannot be made to continue paying the price for those so-called sins.
The Order is most fortunate to be graced with your decision.
Oh.
Lumine.
Yo, I actually heard our traveler himself talk again for once. I mean, it was only for one word, but still something. Last week, I guess we did get to hear, I guess technically, other travelers talk for quite a while just now.
You saw something, didn't you? Can you tell me what it was?
Yeah, you zoned out for quite a while there.
Relate the scene you just saw to Danesley.
Well, people do say that twins have a special connection.
I mean, this is a bit much, but sure. I do kind of words, but I kind of wish that we actually got to hear Aether explain it to Dainsleif as opposed to just kind of fading to black. That's just me.
It sounds as if they are attempting to make use of certain equipment to cleanse the curse. It could well be the device we saw earlier. And you say she mentioned the revival of the homeland, correct?
Yeah, she said it was her mission.
No surprise there. Stubborn as ever. It appears as if the Abyss Order plans to use this location to cleanse the hilly churls of their curse and restore them to the way they once were. Then, they will serve as the foundation for reviving the nation of Khaenri'ah. After all, there can be no nation without a people.
What do you think?
It is the height of foolishness. They have no chance of success, not even a 1% chance.
Oh, well that's the exact opposite of what Lumine was hoping for.
I told you already that no one knows this curse better than I, having lived with it for 500 years. There is no redemption. There is no undoing the curse. Trying to remove it by force will achieve nothing but to inflict further suffering. So make sure you are clear in your mind. You have to tell yourself, they are no longer human.
Oh. I guess they've justified us fighting them again.
False hope and allow yourself to become too emotionally invested. The only way is down. You will end up just like them, mired in hypocrisy. Save your strength for something worth saving.
Why should we believe you, Dane?
Oh? But of course, I am merely someone you hired for a task, while she is your sister. It is only natural for you to side with her. But whatever decision you make cannot deter me from mine. My chosen path is to stop the Abyss. If we have reached an impasse, then perhaps this is where we should say...
I choose to believe you, Dainsleif. You don't need to say goodbye here just yet. Does it mean I completely trust you? It just means I don't approve of... Yeah, I'll go with that. 1% chance of redemption versus a 99% chance of suffering and death. Yeah, we don't want that. No one has the choice to do that. Especially now when these Hilichur is already... Yeah, that.
It seems that the 3 questions I put to you on our first meeting were worthwhile. You have developed your own individual views on this world.
Okay, I thought for a second that Dainsleif actually took off his mask. But I realized it's only on the one side of his face.
Very well. Since you have volunteered your true thoughts on this matter, I shall not hide mine from you. Right now, I have a more immediate agenda than stopping the Abyss.
Alright.
That is to say, the Abyss's actions here directly dishonor the final wishes of Halfdan and my other compatriots. I cannot allow this to proceed.
Then let's stick together for this one.
The Abyss may appear at any moment. Be on your guard at all times as we proceed.
Alright. Continue onwards. Man, I am... Especially after kind of how both the prerequisite quests are, I am loving going through this event. This story so far.
We can see the Upside Down City from here, too.
Wait, watch out!
Oh. Oh, okay. Very bright.
What's going on? Is that light coming from the room in the center? It's too bright!
Everyone, be careful of your screens in a few minutes, a few seconds.
The mutation is continuing. Has the Abyss made its move already?
Oh.
I see your incessant meddling continues, and that you have once again joined forces with our Highness's kin.
You again.
Regrettably, I was not in time to control your exit from the network, and it sent you here of all places. This was a catastrophic error.
And one you'll soon regret.
I am surprised that you dare to face me. You ran like a coward last time.
Ooh, got him there.
This will must be done. All interferences must be removed, whatever the price to pay. This time, the curse that torments our people must be undone, once and for all.
You are the only ones who torment them. There is nothing else left of those Hilichurls. Nothing besides the curse itself.
Say what you wish. I am going nowhere, Dainsleif.
Oh, hello there, Farum. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good day today. Thank you for stopping by, and it's good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. How was Land Before Time the other day? Yeah, Land Before Time a while back. That was pretty fun actually. Doing the watch along with everyone. It's also surprisingly short. Shorter than what I expected. Only like an hour and 9 minutes long. When I was first planning it out, I was expecting it to be at least like an hour and a half, because that's usually how long feature-length films are at the bare minimum nowadays. But I guess lots of the older films are a lot shorter than I realized. Also, yep, hello there. Yeah. I see the head pads there. I appreciate the head pad emotes. But right now, yeah, the dino has to fight.
Then you will give your life just to delay the inevitable. How absurd. But since you wish to persist, then so be it.
Alright, Dainsleif, let's do this.
You really think you can use that device beneath the pool to cleanse this curse?
Do not underestimate the weight of the Abyss.
Hello.
I cannot provide
Boom. Oh, alright. Here comes the shield.
I overestimated you. This plan is even cruder than I thought.
Ooh. Nope. No thank you. Oh, dodge that. Alright, so let's see. What else? What's this? What? Do your thing. Alright, and join me up and do the rest. Up, ow. Ow.
You've been hunting this Abyss Herald for ages! Now you finally got him!
There's no time to celebrate. The Abyss Order's device is activating, but there's still time to destroy it.
Alright.
Alright, let's go!
Alright, we gotta hurry. Hopefully we can actually see Lumine this time. And I want to collect this too. Check out the situation at the chamber at the center of the ruined summit. Okay. I think I'm gonna teleport up here, because I think it should be high enough that we won't have to keep going too far. What's this about? I'll touch. Oh, look us straight here. Ooh, we're in a cutscene. And there's that guy.
Look, the amplification device.
Oh, jeez. Okay, it was, very, very choppy just now. Oh. Oh, no. This is not good.
Am I too late?
Dane? Oh, no.
Wait for them to meet their end. Find a way to stop that thing.
Oh, got it. Is that Halfdan? I think that's him. Oh.
Halfdan, don't do it.
Oh god, what? Oh. Oh. Oh, that was certainly something.
I thought he would have been turned to ashes in an instant. Halfdan's soul is extraordinarily resilient.
That was amazing. I wish that for some reason, the game didn't make the cutscene so choppy, though. Why is he called Dainsleif? That's the name of a sword. Well, I'm guessing it's because he is supposed to be a knight, and so I think he had a title back when I think he was the head of the Royal Guard of Conry. It's like the Twilight Sword.
Meddling fool! Encumber us no more!
Oh, it's the Abyss.
Don't you have a greater encumbrance to worry about? Come on. This is your grand opportunity to get rid of me.
Alright.
Take him out and deactivate the device.
Alright then, sir. Right, you're gonna have to go down.
Behold, the abyss has come.
Yeah, I'm not quite. Let me just get rid of you real quick. Yeah, we know. Gonna do the shield thingy. Guava here to deal with that.
Grace be upon you.
Alright, enjoy Mia. Dodge that, dodge all those. Yeah, okay, I don't... Not quite getting all the stuff you're saying, my man, but I do not really mind or care. All I know is that you're going down very, very soon. Oh. Right now. Salutations, hello there, Raid of Revolt. Welcome to the stream. Oh. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. Thank you for stopping by, and it's good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Let me take his place. The cleansing won't have any effect on me.
No! As long as the device is active, the cursed are rendered powerless. Only you can take on the Abyss. If you value his sacrifice, then do not waste any more time here.
Alright.
See all these rays of light and portals? They must have installed several of these energy devices in various locations. Find them, quickly!
Alright.
So, we have to go through these abyss portals? Hey! Wait for Paimon!
Alright. This is quite the interesting thing that we got going on here, but unfortunately we only have 5 minutes until my time here for the study room is over, so fortunately I think I'll actually have to end things here on a cliffhanger until next... Yeah, I did say considering not doing Genshin Impact streams anymore because I don't think it's working quite as well with my laptop as it used to be. At the end of the stream, it seems like it started to get better, so I think do a few more until lag starts just getting too bad. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. Maybe the dates out that will optimize the game a bit better, but Rada's doing fine, just gonna lurk, I need to focus on my stuff. So, I'm gonna go find someone on Twitch to go lurk. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you to everyone who stopped by today. I hope you all had a good time here during this past almost 3 hours of streaming. And I hope to see you all next time when we get rid of all these portals. And also some of my other streams where we can just all play more games, just chat with each other, have a jolly good time, and just being buddies. But until that time comes, I hope that you all have a good rest of your day. Take care, and I'm still looking for somebody to raid at the moment. Let's see who we got. Game's taking... Oh, well, not the game. Chrome is taking a bit of a while to, load. Let's see. Who do I... A lot of the people that I know are actually, offline today. Okay, I see some... Alright, let's see. Let's raid Puffy Dragon Paws. Alright, let me get to them. It seems that they're playing Fallout New Vegas, apparently. Alright, so, let me get over to them and get their channel name real quick. If Chrome will load and let me do that. It does not look like it wants to. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let me get the message in. So /raid, Dragon Paws, and there we go. So once again, everyone, I hope you all have a good rest of your day today. Take care. Oh, apparently they have a follower subscriber only chat, but that should be fine.
Where I'm from, if we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally.
Once again, hope you all have a good rest of your day today. Take care, and I shall see you all later. And bye-bye for now. I shall wait a bit for the loading screen to come in on everyone else's side. And let's see. The stream had quite a bit of a delay, it looks like. Alright, and there we go. Goodbye for real.